is Elise Palma, and I'm here at Flex Appeal for the last Myofascial Monday. So today we're going to go through basically the upper cross syndrome, so a lot of the upper body dysfunction. You can go back and look at the videos individually. This one is going to be a little bit longer because we're going to kind of go through all of them. So one thing that's important to know is what it is. So when you have upper cross syndrome, your shoulders are rounded forward. So this is a lot of times when people want to do this stretch. This is the wrong stretch when you have this situation, because what's happening is you're already lengthened and you're lengthening a lengthened muscle. It feels good, but it's not what needs to happen. So the reason it feels good to stretch this way and why you're like, oh, but it's so tight, I need to stretch this way, is because it's not an extensibility issue. The muscle isn't shortened. And one thing to look at, like if you do a bicep curl, when your arm's this way, the muscle's lengthened, and then when you flex, it becomes shortened. And that's what I'm talking about when I say lengthened and shortened. So when you have muscle imbalances, one muscle's short, which is in this case, these muscles, and one muscle's lengthened. So people want to do this stretch, but it's actually really not good for them. What they need to do is myofascial release on this muscle because their fascia is tight. So you can stretch all day long, and it is still going to feel tight. One thing that's important, and I'm going to try to do this as quickly as possible, but it's to stretch out this muscle. So putting your arm up in a doorway, I almost even like to have their elbow in, and then rotating your waist to open this up. What you don't want to do is to drop the shoulder in. Everybody wants to do this too, because what? We're shortened here already, so we want to shorten it again. It's a weird thing that we get confused on what we should actually be doing. You want to open this up, pull the shoulder blade down, and stretch through here. The other one that's really important that you look at with a lot of people with upper cross syndrome is their head's going to be tilted like this. And so I'll tell them to stretch, and they're like, yeah, this is so tight, and they feel that stretch. But then when I flip this way, the side that's actually shortened, they realize how much tighter it is. So on this side, we need to stretch, right? We need to push the shoulder down, open up the neck. But on this side is where we need to do our myofascial release because it's the fascia that's tight. The muscle isn't lengthened or isn't shortened. You don't need to stretch it. It's actually lengthened. You need fascial release, and that's what we're going to go through. So aside from stretching the muscle that is shortened, I'm going to go through and show you that myofascial release. So for people in this situation, a lot of times we're going to come, I like to put this like a tennis ball. For some people, a tennis ball is too much and they have to use a racket ball. For other people, they'll use a lacrosse ball. I pretty much, for the most part, don't really feel like the lacrosse ball is super beneficial. I think a lot of times it keeps the muscle from relaxing, so I really like a tennis ball for this. Another thing that's really important is that you do not stick this anywhere on your spine. Nowhere on your spine. It's way too much direct pressure to put anywhere on your spine. So we're going to start, and I'm going to come right up in through here. So I'm going to come onto my back, and you're going to bring this arm across. That's going to kind of open up, especially if you have pain like underneath your shoulder blade. This will be really good. So you'll find the spot that is uncomfortable, and then you're going to hold it. You're just going to hang out. If you want to make it more intense, you can lift your hips, and that's going to just apply more direct pressure. So for me, I can do this. For some people, they're like, that is crazy. I'm not going to do that. So do whatever you feel like is the right amount of pressure. After you've held, we're just going to move the arm back and forth, up and down, okay? So for me, up and down really does nothing for me, but back and forth does. So you're gonna have to go through your body and see what you need to do. I like to take 4 separate sections through the shoulder blade. So now I'm gonna move down a little bit further, probably like another quarter of the way down, and the same thing. We're gonna hold it 20 to 30 seconds, let the muscles relax on their own, and then focus on the side to side and the up and down. Okay, and you're gonna do that through your entire shoulder blade. So maybe one at the top, here, here, and here, all the way down. And that is a really great thing to do if you have pain up in your back and up in your upper back. The next one, you're gonna come onto your side. And actually, before I even do that, I usually try to bring my arm up and pull the shoulder blade down and kind of feel with my hand where that tightness is. Most of us are gonna be able to feel, like for me, it's right here. So I like to do that first so I kind of know what I'm looking for. And then you're going to come onto your side and you're going to do the same thing. So I kind of just let my body kind of relax, and we're going to hold it into that area 20 to 30 seconds. And then you're going to say like, hello. You're going to wave at people. That's what we do next. After you've held 20, 30 seconds, we're not doing that to make the video not as long. But after you've held, oh my gosh, this hurts really bad, you're going to do this. Now the other one is, I always say like, touchdown, just kidding, bring it back down. Touchdown, just kidding, bring it back down. So those are my touchdown arms. And that's gonna help move your body in a different way. And we're all different. And some of us are gonna need more of the up and down movement. Some of us are gonna need the back and forth. So those are a couple of different exercises that you can do with just a tennis ball that will really help alleviate some of that tightness in your upper body. So along with that, we want to make sure we do the stretching. And you also need to work on strengthening your back muscles. So strengthening your lats and strengthening your rear delts. So I'm so glad that you guys have joined me through this series. And I look forward to starting my next series, which will be on developing glute musculature, which will also, of course, go through some stretching and myofascial release because that's super important for building that muscle. And anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next week.